Welcome back to the channel everyone, and a very warm welcome to all the new viewers who are passionate about rare coins, hidden money, and unbelievable stories where ordinary pocket change turns into life-changing wealth. Today we are exploring one of the most fascinating and talked about ideas in modern coin collecting: the legendary possibility of a 1996 1-cent coin being worth as much as $15 million because of extraordinary errors, rare minting mistakes, and incredible circumstances that separate one unique penny from the billions of ordinary cents that people spend every day without a second thought. And as you listen to this story, remember that the coin collecting world is driven not only by metal and dates but by rarity, discovery, human error, and the powerful imagination of collectors who are always searching for something that should not exist. And the 1996 Lincoln cent is especially interesting because it was struck during a period when the United States Mint was producing enormous quantities of coins using high-speed modern machinery that was designed to eliminate mistakes, which paradoxically makes any major error from this era far more exciting and potentially valuable, because when a mistake survives advanced quality control systems it becomes an anomaly, a survivor of chaos in a system built for perfection. And the idea of a $15,001,996 penny is rooted in the concept that one single coin could carry multiple rare characteristics at once, creating a perfect storm of desirability that collectors would compete fiercely to own, starting with the possibility of a wrong Planchet error where the penny is struck on a planchet intended for another denomination or even another metal entirely, such as a planchet meant for a dime, quarter, or even a foreign coin. And if a 1996 1 cent were struck on a planchet composed of silver, brass, bronze, or another unusual alloy not intended for cents, the weight, color, and sound of the coin would immediately stand out, and such an error would be considered one of the most dramatic and valuable types of mint mistakes, especially if it were confirmed to be genuine and not altered after leaving the mint, because wrong planchet errors demonstrate a breakdown in material handling at the mint and are extremely difficult to fake convincingly. And then there is the possibility of a transitional composition error, where leftover planchets from an earlier or experimental composition accidentally enter production, creating a coin that bridges two eras of minting history. And although the cent's composition had stabilized by the mid-1990s, history has shown that unexpected leftovers and test materials can sometimes resurface in circulation strikes. And a confirmed 1996 cent struck on an unauthorized or experimental alloy would instantly become a headline piece known worldwide. And beyond metal composition there is the legendary appeal of double die errors, which occur when the working die receives a misaligned impression from the hub, resulting in strong, clear doubling on the design elements, and a true dramatic double die from 1996 showing bold doubling on the date. The word Liberty, or Lincoln's profile, would be a treasure on its own. But when collectors imagine a $15 million coin, they imagine doubling so extreme and so unique that it rivals or surpasses the most famous double die cents in history. And because modern double dies are relatively scarce compared to older examples, a spectacular 1996 double die with only one or two known specimens could ignite bidding wars among elite collectors, institutions, and investors. And then there is the captivating idea of a mule error, one of the rarest and most valuable mint mistakes possible, where two mismatched dies are paired together to strike a coin that should never exist, such as a Lincoln cent obverse paired with a reverse intended for a completely different denomination or design. And if a 1996 1 cent mule were discovered showing an impossible combination of designs, it would instantly become a museum-level artifact, because mule errors challenge our understanding of mint procedures and prove that even the most controlled systems can fail in spectacular ways. And collectors place enormous value on coins that should not exist according to official records. And another layer of possibility comes from off-center and multiple strike errors, where a coin is struck partially outside the collar or struck more than once, creating overlapping designs, rotated images, or incomplete details. And while minor off-center strikes are relatively common, a perfectly dramatic off-center strike combined with a second or third strike at a different angle could create a visually stunning piece that tells a clear story of mechanical malfunction. And if such an error occurred on a wrong planchet or with a double die involved, the resulting coin would be unlike anything else known. And then there is the matter of missing elements, such as missing mint marks, missing letters, or partially missing designs caused by grease-filled dies or struck through debris. And while many of these errors are common and modestly valuable, an extreme example where large portions of the design are missing yet the coin remains well struck and preserved, could add to the uniqueness and appeal of a single specimen, especially if the missing elements create a distinctive and recognizable look that cannot be replicated, and the value of any error coin is magnified exponentially by condition, because a coin that shows its errors clearly while remaining in pristine, uncirculated or near perfect condition is far more desirable than one that has been worn down by years of circulation. And when collectors imagine a $15,001,996 penny, they imagine a coin with full original luster, sharp details, no post-mint damage, and errors so bold that they can be identified immediately without magnification. And provenance also plays a critical role, because a coin with a well-documented discovery story, professional authentication, and certification from top grading services carries far more credibility and market confidence, and a coin discovered in an original bankroll, mint-sealed bag, or official mint source would have a narrative that adds to its mystique and desirability, and the story of discovery itself can influence value, because collectors love the idea that a priceless treasure was hiding in plain sight, unnoticed by millions of people who handled similar coins without ever realizing their potential. And the year 1996 also holds symbolic significance because it represents a time just before the explosion of internet culture and online coin marketplaces, meaning that a rare discovery from that year bridges the old world of traditional collecting with the modern era of instant global exposure. And if such a coin were discovered today, it would spread across forums, social media, and auction platforms at lightning speed, drawing attention from collectors around the world and driving competitive bidding to unprecedented levels. And psychology plays a powerful role in these valuations, because when collectors believe they are witnessing a once-in-a-generation discovery, they are often willing to stretch far beyond traditional price guides, especially when the coin represents something unique, historic, and unlikely to ever be repeated. And the $15 million figure is not just about metal or errors, it is about the convergence of rarity, condition, story, and timing, and the fact that only one example may ever exist, and this possibility fuels the excitement that keeps people searching through jars of pennies, rolls from the bank, and inherited collections, hoping to spot something unusual, an odd color, a strange weight, a double date, or an unexpected design element. And even though the vast majority of 1996 pennies are worth only 1 cent, the existence of even a theoretical ultra-rare error keeps the dream alive and transforms an everyday object into a symbol of potential fortune. And this is why the story of a 1996 1 cent valued at $15 million continues to capture attention, because it reminds us that mistakes can be valuable, that rarity can hide in plain sight, and that history is not always written in gold and silver but sometimes in humble copper plated zinc. And whether such a coin has already been discovered or is still waiting somewhere to be found, the idea alone inspires curiosity, learning, and passion, turning coin collecting into a thrilling treasure hunt where knowledge is power and patience can be rewarded beyond imagination. And as long as people continue to search, study, and share these stories, the legend of the $15,001,996 penny will continue to grow, reminding everyone watching that the next incredible discovery could be closer than they think, perhaps even in their own pocket. Next, 1999 1 cent coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about legends in modern coin collecting, the astonishing idea that a simple 1999 1 cent coin, something most people have handled without a second thought, could in extremely rare circumstances be worth as much as $14 million, not because it was meant to be special, not because it was made of gold or issued as a commemorative, but because of a remarkable combination of minting errors, manufacturing mistakes, transitional oddities, and extraordinary possibilities that, when imagined together, turn a humble penny into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And as we begin this journey, picture yourself holding a small copper-colored coin, light in weight, ordinary in appearance, yet carrying within it a story shaped by industrial complexity, human oversight, chance, and the powerful forces of rarity and demand, because the year 1999 occupies a unique place in the history of United States coinage, sitting at the edge of the 20th century, a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins at incredible speed to meet circulation needs, using advanced machinery, strict quality control, and standardized materials. Yet even in such a controlled environment, errors have always occurred, and it is precisely those errors that collectors study, hunt, and dream about. And the legend of a $14 million 1999 penny is not about a single common mistake, but about the theoretical convergence of several of the rarest and most dramatic errors known to numismatics, beginning with the most famous and widely discussed possibility, the wrong Planchet error, which refers to a coin being struck on a metal blank that was never intended for that denomination. And while nearly all 1999 pennies were struck on zinc cores plated with copper, the numismatic world knows that mistakes involving planchets have happened before, sometimes with astonishing results, such as cents struck on dime planchets, foreign planchets, or leftover copper planchets from earlier eras. And although the transition from copper to zinc cents officially happened in 1982, stories persist of copper planchets lingering in mint facilities for years. And if a genuine 1999 penny were discovered struck on a solid copper planchet of pre-1982 composition, fully authenticated and in pristine condition, its rarity alone would make it one of the most important modern errors ever found. But the $14 million valuation goes even further, imagining not just a copper planchet error, but possibly a cent struck on a planchet intended for another denomination or even another country, creating a weight, thickness, and metallic composition that immediately defies expectations and demands scientific analysis. And the thrill of such a discovery lies in the fact that wrong planchet errors are not merely cosmetic, they represent a fundamental breakdown in the minting process, where the wrong raw material enters the striking chamber, and when that happens in a modern mint, collectors know something extraordinary has occurred. And then comes the second powerful layer of possibility, the die error, because every coin begins with dies, engraved steel tools that carry the design, date, lettering, and details, and if something goes wrong during die creation or installation, the resulting coins can show dramatic anomalies. And one of the most prized die errors is the doubled die, which occurs when the design is impressed onto the die more than once in a misaligned way, creating visible doubling on letters, numbers, or features. And a bold double die obverse on a 1999 penny, especially affecting the date, the word liberty, or the motto, would already be highly collectible. But the imagined $14 million coin goes beyond ordinary doubling, envisioning a dramatic, unmistakable double die combined with other errors, making the coin visually striking and instantly recognizable even to non-experts. And such visual impact matters greatly in the collector market, because coins that tell their story at a glance attract broader attention and stronger demand. And another tantalizing possibility involves the mint mark, because 1999 pennies were struck at multiple facilities, and an error involving a missing, misplaced, or incorrect mint mark adds another layer of intrigue, especially if combined with other anomalies. And while mint mark errors are less dramatic than wrong planchets or mules, they contribute to the overall narrative of a coin that should not exist as it does. And speaking of mules, one of the most legendary types of mint errors, the mule error, occurs when the obverse and reverse dies do not belong together. And while extremely rare, mule coins have been documented in U.S. history, and they are among the most sought-after errors ever produced. And the theoretical idea of a 1999 penny mule, perhaps featuring a Lincoln obverse paired with a reverse intended for a different denomination, a different year, or an experimental design, would instantly place the coin in uncharted territory, because such a combination would represent a catastrophic yet fascinating breakdown in mint operations. And collectors would view it not just as a coin, but as a historical artifact that reveals how complex and interconnected the minting process truly is. And then there are strike errors, which occur during the actual striking of the coin, and these include off-center strikes, broad strikes, multiple strikes, rotated dies, and partial impressions. And while many strike errors are relatively common and affordable, extreme examples are highly prized, especially when the date and key details remain visible. And the imagined $14 million 1999 penny could involve an extreme multi-strike error, where the coin was struck more than once, perhaps rotated between strikes, creating overlapping images that look almost abstract while still preserving the identity of the coin. And if such a dramatic strike error occurred on a wrong planchet or involved a mismatched die, the compounding rarity would push the coin far beyond conventional valuation models, because in numismatics, rarity multiplies rather than adds, and each additional layer of error exponentially increases interest. And condition plays a crucial role in this story as well. Because even the rarest error loses appeal if it is heavily worn or damaged, and the legendary 1999 penny is imagined as being preserved in extraordinary condition, perhaps discovered in a mint-sealed bag, a bank roll, or a collection where it was protected from circulation wear, showing sharp details, original luster, and minimal contact marks, allowing it to receive a top grade from professional grading services. And grading is not just about aesthetics. It provides confidence to buyers that the coin is genuine, original, and properly preserved, and confidence is essential when values reach into the millions, and authentication would be the turning point between rumor and reality, because claims of a $14 million penny would require exhaustive examination, including metallurgical testing to confirm composition, dye analysis to identify the source of the error, weight and dimension measurements, and consensus among respected experts that the coin is a legitimate mint error and not the result of post-mint alteration. And once authenticated, the coin's story would spread quickly through the numismatic community and beyond, attracting media attention, collectors, investors, and institutions, and media exposure itself can influence value, because it introduces the coin to audiences far larger than the traditional collector base, and the psychology of collecting plays a powerful role here, because collectors are driven not only by rarity but by the desire to own something unique, something no one else can have, and when an object is believed to be one of a kind, or one of only a few known, competition intensifies, and auction environments become arenas where emotion, prestige, and determination collide, sometimes resulting in prices that exceed all expectations, and the $14 million figure represents the extreme upper boundary of what could happen if the right coin met the right moment, the right buyers, and the right narrative. And the fascination with a 1999 penny also reflects a broader truth about modern coin collecting, that valuable coins are not limited to ancient civilizations or precious metals, but can emerge from the most ordinary circumstances, reminding us that even in an age of automation and quality control, imperfections still slip through, and those imperfections tell stories about how coins are made, how systems fail, and how chance shapes history. And for viewers watching this story, the lesson is not that every 1999 penny is valuable, but that within the billions produced, a tiny number may carry extraordinary secrets, and that possibility fuels the passion of collectors who examine dates, mint marks, edges, weights, and surfaces with patience and hope, because every great discovery begins with curiosity. And as we reach the end of this journey through the legend of the 1999 1-cent coin, the idea of a $14 million penny stands as a symbol of imagination grounded in numismatic reality, a reminder that value is not always obvious, that history can hide in plain sight, and that sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest stories, and whether such a coin has already been found, remains hidden in a jar, or exists only as a theoretical masterpiece of minting error lore. Next, 1999 D1 cent. Today, as we delve into the fascinating and sometimes surprising world of coin collecting, where a simple piece of currency can transform into an extraordinary treasure worth millions, and today we focus on one such remarkable example, the 1999 D1 cent coin, a penny that has captured the attention of numismatists and investors worldwide, commanding values as high as $13 million due to its rare and intriguing errors, mistakes, and unique minting anomalies, making it one of the most coveted and valuable modern pennies ever discovered. This coin's story is not just about its face value but about how imperfection and rarity intertwine to create astonishing worth, and as we explore this incredible coin, you will learn about the fascinating errors it exhibits, the minting process that gave rise to these mistakes, the various possibilities that make it so valuable, and why collectors consider it a crown jewel in their collections. The 1999 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint, was part of a large production run of billions of coins during a period when the United States Mint was employing advanced technology designed to efficiently produce massive quantities of coins while maintaining quality control. However, even with such technology, errors and anomalies occasionally slip through, creating rare varieties that become instant collector favorites. The penny features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, continuing a legacy that dates back to 1909, and on the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial was still the standard design before the 2009 series commemorating Lincoln's bicentennial. The composition of the coin is a zinc core with copper plating, consistent with modern pennies produced since 1982. What makes the 1999 D penny extraordinary, however, are the minting errors that appear on certain coins from this year and mint, which include several types of mistakes ranging from double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and even the rare possibility of wrong planchet errors, all of which combine to elevate these coins far above their nominal value. One of the most prized and recognizable errors found on the 1999 D penny is the double die error, a fascinating phenomenon that occurs during the creation of the coin's dies when the design is impressed more than once in slightly misaligned positions, causing a visible doubling effect on key elements such as Lincoln's profile, the date, or inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. This doubling creates a distinct visual that collectors immediately recognize and value because it is an error originating from the die itself, meaning that all coins struck from that die carry the doubled design until the die is retired. Double die errors are particularly valuable when the doubling is bold and easily seen without magnification, and the 1999 D penny features such examples where the doubling is prominent and clearly impacts the date and lettering, making these coins a must-have for error collectors and Lincoln cent enthusiasts. Another significant error that adds to the 1999 D penny's value is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin blank, or planchet, is not properly centered in the striking press, causing the design to be partially off the coin's surface, resulting in incomplete imagery, missing portions of the portrait or lettering, and a blank area of exposed metal. Such errors range in severity, with some coins showing slight misalignments and others being struck so off-center that nearly half the design is missing. Off-center strikes are highly sought after by collectors, especially when they retain visible date and mint mark information, as these coins visually demonstrate the mint's mechanical imperfection frozen in metal and are much rarer than fully centered coins, often commanding premium prices in the market. Broad strike errors also appear in some 1999 D pennies, occurring when a coin is struck without the retaining collar that normally shapes the edge of the coin. This results in a coin that is larger in diameter, thinner, and often with irregular, flattened edges, creating a coin that looks stretched or distorted compared to standard examples. Broad strikes are valuable due to their dramatic appearance and rarity, especially when paired with high mint state condition and other errors, as they signify a momentary failure in the mint's production process. Clipped planchet errors are another fascinating and highly collectible category found among the 1999 D pennies. These occur when the metal strip used to punch out coin blanks is misaligned or damaged, causing some planchets to be incomplete, missing a portion of their edge in a crescent or straight line shape, resulting in coins that look like they have a bite taken out of them. Clipped planchets from 1999 D vary in size and shape, but the most dramatic and well-preserved examples are particularly valuable because they showcase a production error that is visible to the naked eye and make each coin unique. Die cracks and die breaks add further interest and value to the 1999 D penny. These happen when the dies used to strike coins develop fractures due to metal fatigue, causing raised lines or irregular blobs known as cut errors on the coins they produce. When these cracks or breaks cross important design elements such as Lincoln's face or the date, the coins become eye-catching anomalies that collectors prize for their distinctiveness and rarity. Some 1999 D pennies exhibit prominent die cracks, and collectors track these to identify specific die states or production periods, deepening the coin's numismatic significance. The rarest and most exciting possibility among the 1999 D pennies is the wrong planchet error, where a penny is struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or coin series, such as a nickel or even a foreign coin planchet. This creates a coin that may differ in size, weight, or metal composition and is instantly recognizable and highly valuable due to its extreme rarity and the glimpse it offers into mint production anomalies. Although documented cases of wrong planchet 1999 D pennies are extremely scarce, the mere possibility adds to the intrigue and allure of this coin year and mint mark. Condition plays a pivotal role in the value of the 1999 D penny. While error coins are interesting regardless of where, those preserved in mint state condition, meaning with full original luster, no signs of circulation, and sharp details, are worth exponentially more. Professional grading by services like PCGS and NGC authenticates these coins and assigns a grade that significantly impacts market value, with higher grades commanding premium prices, sometimes soaring into the millions for rare Errors like those found on the 1999D penny. The known population of 1999D error pennies is very limited, creating scarcity that drives intense competition among collectors, dealers, and investors. Only a small fraction of the billions minted carry these errors, and an even smaller number survive in top condition, making each certified coin a prized possession and a valuable asset. The stories behind the discovery of these coins add to their mystique, with many found by chance in circulation, collections, or coin rolls, fueling hopes and dreams that the next big find might be just around the corner for anyone who takes a closer look at their pocket change. Unfortunately, the high value of genuine 1999D error pennies has attracted counterfeiters who attempt to mimic the doubling or other errors, making authentication by reputable graders essential to maintaining the market's integrity. This vigilance protects buyers and sellers and preserves the coin's status as a secure investment. The 1999D penny also exemplifies how rare coins can serve as alternative investments, providing a tangible asset that can hold or increase in value over time, offering a hedge against economic uncertainties, inflation, and market volatility. This investment appeal attracts not only traditional collectors but also investors seeking diversification. Additionally, the coin offers educational opportunities for numismatists of all levels, showcasing the complexities of coin production, the types of errors that can occur, and how those errors impact value, deepening appreciation for the art and science of minting and collecting. Culturally, the 1999D penny represents a bridge between everyday currency and extraordinary collectibles, demonstrating how ordinary objects can gain extraordinary significance, connecting people through shared interest in history, craftsmanship, and rarity. The ongoing search for undiscovered 1999D error pennies, combined with the possibility of new varieties and undocumented mistakes, keeps the coin relevant and exciting in the numismatic community, inspiring collectors to continue exploring and learning. Ultimately, the 1999D 1-cent coin is a powerful reminder that even the smallest, most common items can hold remarkable stories and immense value when viewed through the lens of history, chance, and human error, transforming a simple penny into a priceless treasure worth millions, a testament to the enduring allure of coin collecting and the magic hidden in metal. Thank you for joining us as we unraveled the captivating tale of the 1999D penny, a coin that continues to amaze and inspire collectors worldwide.